In an electrifying concert cirque harkening back to his audacious 1970s peak outraging conventional decencies, Sir Elton John uncorked a venomous reprisal against Meghan Markle's increasingly untethered reputation during his globetrotting farewell Yellow Brick Road tour. The iconic British pop legend, who solidified pioneering LGBTQ activisms decades before the progressive movements reached mainstream cultural acceptance, devoted entire cadres of set pieces across North American engagements mockingly satirizing the Duchess of Sussex's chronic self-victimization narratives through acid-tongue jibes, profanity-laced caricature pantomimes, and kaleidoscopic psychedelic animation productions flattering as meat puppets for homicidal slasher villains. According to Backstage Insider reports aggregated from multiple tour stops, Elton's elaborate multimedia broadsides caustically skewering Markle began gradually evolving into full-throttle repertory roasts eviscerating everything from her allegedly duplicitous operatic likenesses contrasted with behind-the-scenes vulgarities reported by palace staffers all the way toward even dissecting unhinged conspiracy theories claiming the former royal remains a Scientologist plant, covertly undermining the monarchy. Live concert spectacles showcased wildly athletic dance troupes wearing extravagant prosthetic caricature costumes depicting Meghan in court jester outfits, muumuus resembling escaped mental asylum patients, and grotesque, horse-faced masks modeled after infamous medieval anti-Semitic propaganda. Other components featured music video montages with computer-generated animation portraying the Duchess engaged in all manners of crass conduct sure to rankle royal sensibilities, including chugging beer bongs full of mangled baby dolls, surfing inside giant rolling blenders full of blood while devouring meat puppies and kittens with skulls impaled atop spiked heels fashioned as towering phallic symbols. Look, there's just no sugar-coating it. Rocketman seriously went completely unshackled, reeing full blast against the Duchess of Difficult these last months out on the concert highways, acknowledged one longtime backing band member chronicling Elton's unrestrained fury manifesting across tour routing after Meghan's debacle surrounding the Invictus Games controversies initially detonated. Because honestly, I've endured pretty much every conceivable debauchery bender surrounding baby boomers' rock star escapades throughout these spirit quests we call touring obligations for decades now. From Mick whipping it out auto-asphyxiating with Jaeger cables to Keith chopping studded dildo rails of Moroccan black-off Saudi princes' mirrored credenzas while orgying with hairless contortionists fresh out of vaudeville sideshows. Yet even by those harrowing yardsticks calibrating humanity's depravity bottom lines, the utter levels toxicity exhibiting from Meghan Markle somehow cathartically weaponized Elton's caustic genius. Marking a noticeable creative departure from Elton's typically escapist fantasy-laced concert productions favoring nostalgic escapism into androgynous flights from earthly discontents through surreal storybook whimsies of his Rocket Man/Yellow Brick Road conceptual eras. The 2023 installments began steadily pivoting toward embittered satirizing Markle's tabloid narratives forged into unsparing vaudeville flogging sessions. Outrageous set routines included everything from choreographed dances depicting the Duchess stalking homeless veterans hounding them for knighthood appointments to entire soliloquies incorporating gutter-scraping insult poetry lambasting her unbearable privilege draped in condescending woke pretensions suffocating society with haughty self-aggrandizement. Other indelible stage productions recreated Markle's alleged palace-rattling tantrums splashing across royal staff memoir leaks, including hyper-stylized interpretive dance numbers restaging psychodramatic reenactments such as the Duchess berating senior aides as disgusting imbeciles, while hurling hot beverages across entire ornamental tea settings. You really haven't witnessed the full spectrum of human creativity achieving transcendental artistic heights until watching Sir Elton mime literally getting into character as a sneering Meghan going full diva rampaging through Kensington Palace using her hairbrush as a riding crop scourging the shit out of some ginger-wigged male dancer simulating her husband Prince Harry getting absolutely walloped across the dressing room for impregnating mistresses, described one longtime production assistant still reeling from months absorbed in the Rocket Man's kaleidoscopic phantasmagorical depictions surrounding the Sussexes. I mean sure, it definitely registered as some shockingly vulgar stuff even for famously irreverent satirists, but you'd have sworn Elton got personally possessed choreographing footwork across piano keys shadow dancing like demonic marionette puppet masters waterboarding inflatable baby dolls with shards of his broken award trophies while bellowing, "Harry's love governs everything she cants" at the top of his lungs until literally frothing. However, beyond cultivating elaborate choreographed dance opuses and avant-garde animation pieces satirizing the Duchess hubris across widescreen projections, Elton's full-blown flaming assault appears largely motivated by allegations Markle sought leveraging royal associations intending profiting from purported musical collaborations misrepresenting affiliations with the pop culture legend himself. According to leaked studio outtake transcripts, undisclosed financial backers funneling startup capital for Meghan and Harry's various vanity production vehicles first initiated exploratory meetings with Elton John's representatives broaching possibilities about the Rocket Man producing soundtrack albums accompanying as yet unannounced Duchess of Sussex debut hip-hop/pop music extended play releases, biopic documentaries or reality television franchises, only to rebuff transparency regarding the proposed arrangements details under non-disclosure agreements. Listen, nobody in our camps ever outright accused the Duchess herself directly of planning orchestrating these furtive back-channel plays trying trapping Sir Elton's brand into some sloppy cash grab licensing con jobs, cautioned one former associate warily recounting dodging an apparent shakedown gambit soliciting pay-for-play support under legally threatening language. But let's be honest, her fingerprints covered literally every component involved pushing this entire scheme past any plausible deniability benchmarks considering what little intel we uncovered surrounding its actual origins. And call it intuition or whatever, but combining Meghan's documented penchant for grifting against Sir Elton's real-life inspiration for the protagonist in Romeo and Juliet, well, you get the distinct impression he doesn't suffer insincere bullies perpetrating those exact arrogances gladly. Indeed, only weeks following the initial publicity implosion surrounding Markle's international disgrace from the Invictus Games controversies, Elton John's creative team rapidly overhauled entire tours repurposing all previously planned production materials into full-blown satirical condemnations excoriating the Duchess. Multi-part music video storytelling sequences woven intro interludes between live performance sets depicted computer-animated Meghan avatars engaged in metaphorical bloodsport combat against symbolic representation of the Rocket Man and classic British gnome fairy mythos. Featured centerpiece animations recreated the disgraced royal fashioned as menacing serial killer villain clawing her way through underground labyrinth mazes where Elton's own musical facsimiles transformed various creatures to frighten small animated children celebrating his songs into states of hysterical tears and psychological terror reigned only satanic witches commanding gnarled tree appendages can envision. With escalating hyperbolic spectacle making each subsequent farewell tour stop more dynamically outrageous in parodying the disgraced Duchess as a totalitarian virago corrupting childhood innocence through intimidation tactics, concert merchandise outlets selling out novelty Meghan skull masks and baby-eating bobblehead dolls. The summer's most anticipated entertainment juggernaut essentially metamorphosed into a full-scale ritual public shaming condemning her entire existence as a grotesquely callous affront against human decency itself. And when the over-the-top shock theater productions culminated in cinematic climaxes depicting the villainous Meghan character finally meeting